figure it out, and then you want to switch sides on me.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they played zone, so that was unusual, right? So now I'm changing it. You start with zone. Players didn't know if that would help them long term because they didn't know how much they'd see it would. Did it give you any benefit playing a team that played that much zone?
Well, nobody will know what we were doing. That's for damn sure. Everything we're supposed to run, we didn't run. So I guess they knew that right in the back of their heads, and they said, "Why run the stuff that we're going to run whenever we play somebody else?" But I tell you, Eddie DeChellis does a fantastic job with those guys, and they play hard. They really, really play hard. I thought it was good for our guys to play against somebody that plays that hard. You know, they really do compete. Yeah. Man, it was a great day to have Navy in here. I don't think Trent scheduled it on purpose, but on a day like this when so many West Virginians lost their lives in Pearl Harbor, I think it's great to get Navy in here to where we can give a lot of gratitude to the people who really gave their lives for us, and I wish we could have brought them all in. I think that would have been terrific, but it's kind of impossible.
Probably use some different lineups, 3 guards, 4 guards, just a product of the day, or is that something you want to see?
Just trying to get some guys some playing time. You know, we got guys there that deserve playing, and like Kobe deserves more playing time, and Seth deserves more playing time. You know, JoJo's getting so much better. I mean, that guy for a freshman gets a lot done. For anybody, he gets a lot done. Just trying to get guys playing time. You know, James needs playing time. Mo needs playing time. And it's hard to get them playing time when they don't do what they're supposed to do, because then everybody else gets out of whack. But we've got to keep playing those guys as long as we can.
Well, you had a tough time in the second half against Xavier, and you came out in the second half today, and it looked like it was going to be more of the same. They cut that lead down to 5 points and were on the free throw line. Got any, I don't want to say explanation for it, but what does happen?
Bob, I really don't know. I can only guess. I think sometimes I think part of it is we haven't played a whole lot together yet. I think that's part of it. We got guys from all over the place, and so you got guys who have been taught different things than what we're trying to teach them, and you know how that goes. I mean, they do it for a while as long as you're standing on top of them, and then when you get away from them, they go back to whatever it is that they're more comfortable with, and I think that's without a question that's part of it, and then play together. You know, you think about. I mean, Eric came from South Carolina. Joe comes from Iowa, and I mean, you've been around it way long enough to know that everybody plays different, and so it only makes sense that, you know, at times they kind of get back to playing the way they played before, which doesn't necessarily fit into the way we're playing now. That's the best I got, Bob.
Defensively, still playing in spurts there. How do you develop more consistency on that end?
Stay in front of your man. I don't know. You know, we've got to, and and Ronnie and Larry been on me about we got to work more on ball screens. We've got to work more on ball screens. And I'm like, what difference does it make if they're going to let people pivot into us? What difference does it make if you're allowed to have your feet outside your shoulders? What difference is it going to make? Because that's not the rule. The rule is your feet have to be under your shoulders. Have you ever seen a screen where their feet were under their shoulders? I haven't. But I sat there for 3 weeks. 3 weeks with the rules committee, and that's what that's what the majority wanted. And we don't do it. And we don't officiate it that way. You can't pivot into guys. That's not legal. Or it's not supposed to be. Excuse me. I misspoke. It's not supposed to be. So, I think there's a lot of cleaning up needs to be done. On our part, certainly on our part. I don't know. I don't know whether we should push up and go under. Because I don't know if we push up and go, to go under, they're just not going to push our guy into our guy going under. It's as much as they want consistency from the players, we need consistency from everybody involved in the game.
Coach, there was a point in the game where Navy had the chance to cut it to a 4-point game. They missed it. How important was it to just kind of get a turning point like that? Because you went on a 27-12 run after that.
Well, it was important to stop the bleeding at some point in time. I mean, I don't know if that was the right time, the exact right time or not, but at some point in time we had to get it stopped and get it turned. That just happened to be the time.
Coach, it sounded like Joe said the guards got together and kind of put Xavier loss on their shoulders, needed to be better. Eric has 13 tonight, I believe. Joe had 12 and 7, and Keedy 11 and 7. What do you think of maybe their response here tonight?
I mean, what I think is they should do that every night. They're capable of doing that every night. So if you're capable of doing it, you should.
What do you think the difference was tonight? Was it just doing it, or
What do I think of what?
Why do you think there was a difference tonight?
Well, Eric came out shooting it in. It's a hard game. It's a different game. You don't always shoot it well. He came out today particularly early and really shot it. Trey came out, didn't shoot the first couple very well, and then he got on a roll. Joe and Keedy's game is a whole lot different. But the way they were packing it to try to make us shoot it over top of them, somebody's going to be open. They left those guys open. Joe has been pretty consistent, really. I mean, honestly, when we got him from Iowa, I didn't think he would shoot it that consistent. I thought he would be able to get it at the rim, and defensively he's really good. I didn't think he would shoot it as consistently as what he shot it. Keedy's worked really hard in the summertime, and he's shooting it better than he's ever shot it. So, I mean, obviously, if those guys are open, we want them to shoot it.
I imagine you came into the season thinking Keedy and Joe not on the floor at the same time, pretty much. They look pretty good out there. Times they've been there. I don't know if you can do it. How that would work out in the Big 12.
Well, Bob, here's what scares you. He's like today. Keedy got 2 fouls, like bang bang. It's scary to have both of them out there at the same time, because if you get one of them in foul trouble, you have no sub, really. Unless we're gonna play the freshman, who's really not ready yet, but we don't have anybody else. That's why I played Kobe at the end. I played him at point guard, because we need another guy, and I think Kobe with his size could maybe bother some point guards, because he's got really good feet, and he's had really good coaching, growing up. So I was hoping that maybe we could have him play some point to take one of those guys off the ball and maybe give the other one a rest. But who knows? Who knows how it all shakes out? I got a lot of ideas, Bob. I just hope just a few of them work,
Ideas are plentiful.
That's right.
Hey, Bob, I mean, not to pick on your words there, but what you're saying is kind of encapsulated something I was thinking.
It's probably what?
Encapsulated something I was thinking, right?
Don't use such big words with me, Mike.
But you do have players, and you talked about the flexibility, all the different combinations, different players. And I understand it's part of non-conference, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. You're still learning, I would think, too, right? It could be frustrating, I'm sure, but there could be positives as well.
It's frustrating because you have to get some of those other guys in too. So you have a tendency to take, like we took Keedy out, he just made 2 in a row, and we take him out. When he's looking at us like, what are you doing? But you got to get those other guys in some. So it was at a point in the game where I thought we could play the younger guys and that we could still be fine. I mean, obviously that didn't work for us in the first half. Worked for us in the second half. As the season goes on, and as you get into conference play and so forth. I mean, actually Saturday we're gonna have to play our best players because they're good. They're really good, and their 2 guards are terrific. Their 2 guards are big time. So we're gonna have to do a heck of a job.
What have you learned through the process so far, that positive or negative, that you were either curious about or you did not know about?
I mean, obviously you don't know how everybody's going to piece together. You got guys coming from all different programs, which means all different styles of play. You wonder how all of that fits together. Honestly, the good thing is they really like each other. I mean, they genuinely really do like each other, and they really get along. We don't have cliques, like some teams you have cliques. We don't have any of that. They don't all run around just like, say, 3 of them together all the time. They don't ever do that. They mingle and they genuinely do like spending time with each other. Now, how long that lasts, I'm not sure, but for the time being.
Is there a skill or a lineup or a way you can play that you discovered where you feel better about?
Yeah, when the ball goes in. I don't know. There are times when basically we're told Jimmy wouldn't be able to score, and we spent a lot of time with him, and justifiably so, to a guy who did what he did to be able to play. I mean, can you imagine losing 100 pounds? I mean, the guy really wants to play. He's to the point where, hey, they doubled him. They knew they couldn't guard him one-on-one. And, that I don't think he understands quite yet that means he's really improved. But I think he will eventually. And it's going to come a point in time, I think, where people have to guard him one-on-one because those other guys will hurt him if they don't. And if you play Trey at the so-called power forward thing, you got another guy on the floor who can make shots that you really have to guard. That opens things up around the basket a little more, or actually a lot more.